Come with me this morning and we have got an Audi TT that have got 2 failed coil springs on the front. First thing you need to do is just pull this trim back so we get access to the top. On the driver's side we do need to just remove 2 T20s just to allow us to gain access to the top mount on this side. Now we've got the vehicle half raised, we do need to remove the wheels, but make sure you always slacken your locking wheel nut off first because you don't want to damage the key. Now that we've got the wheel off, get yourself a wire brush and go around all the fixtures with a wire brush and make sure them threads are nice and clean. Now if we're not careful with these bolts, literally just up here, they will snap. So get yourself a wire brush on the end of the drill and give them a good clean as well. Now we need to get an M6 through to the anti-rollbar link and hold it with a spanner. And you can just literally wang it out. Now on most modern vehicles they have a headlamp level sensor on the lower suspension arm. Now you do need to be extra careful with them because we'll be dropping the suspension arm down. We don't want to damage this, so what we've done, we just removed it from the bottom arm with a 10mm. Now let's jump round to the pinch bolt holding the steering knuckle to the McPherson strut with an 18mm and an M14 hold it with a bar. Now on most Audis, when you release the steering knuckle from the strut, they don't pull down far enough because of the dry shafts restricting them. You just have to remove the 3/16s off the bottom ball joints and then we can pull this hub out of the way, remove the centre dry shaft nut, and then we can just honk it out of the way. Now we've got everything dangling and supported, there's no stress on them flexible brake hoses or wires whatsoever. We can drop the car down and we can undo the 3 at the top suspension mount. Now we need to just pull this cover up, get your 13mm on your battery ratchet, and they should all just come undone nice and easy. Now before I take the strut apart, what I like to do, get yourself a little marker pen and mark a strut top mount if you're using them again, just with the anti-rollbar link mount, or make your own marks so you know that when you're building it back up that everything is lining up correctly. Now that we've got the strut and the spring compressor, these top mounts and the shock absorber insets, if you don't do them correct, I've done it many times over the years myself, if you whack them off with a gun sometimes you could damage the inserts and they can start knocking. So if and where you can, do it properly. Now that we've slackened the top mount off, all we need to do is just compress the coil spring, and this Sykes pickup is an absolute game changer. And that is literally all you need to remove. And there you have it, that is one coil spring removed. As you can see, the bottom pigtail has broken off, which is quite a common complaint on probably 90% of cars. Now we've got the brand new coil spring. Now I always do like to pay attention to these top mounts because if they feel a little bit rough, put a new one on. As you can see, we've got a new one to go on it already. And there is the other coil spring which I'm going to be fitting shortly. And there we go, that is one coil spring fitted to the strut. All we've got to do now is get it back fitted to the vehicle in the reverse procedure that I took it apart. And there we go, that is the 2 new coil springs, and I've also put 2 new anti-rollbar links on it. All I've got to do now is put the wheels on, drop her on the floor, and we can tighten these top mounts up, both sides. As you can see, it looks like brand new. This car will drive like $1,000,000 now. Once we've got the wheels on, we're taking it down the road for a bit of a test drive. We will get the geometry set up on it correctly. Anyway, let's get it sent.